welcome to episode 23 of the Piscopod on this fine December the 15th, 14th. We're in December. Where do we start today, folks? I'll start by this. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on, folks? Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably heard about the massacre that happened at Bondi Beach in Australia today by a father and son Islamic duo. They were on the beach having a great old time, and these two parasites, they just started opening fire. Killing people. 11 murdered so far. Numerous others in the hospital. Yeah, a father and son duo, folks. Now, if you've watched any of the footage, they did kill the father. He was on a bridge shooting down at the crowd. They managed to hit him. It took him down. And then that was still squirming around, so they put one in, and that crumpled him up like a cheap towel. So good on the Australian police for having crack marksmen to take these people out. At the risk of sounding racist, are your pattern detection skills, are they up to speed yet at this point? I don't know what to say other than the fact that it's clearly that Islam is not compatible with Western culture. And we're seeing this all over the world with Christmas season upon us. It's clear that these people are protesting, screaming their Allahu Akbar at Christmas parades and things all over the world. Germany. The only places they're not is in places like Poland, because apparently Poland is super racist. But, yeah, their Christmas markets are going off without a hitch. Why? Because they refuse immigration from these countries. Donald Trump, he has indefinitely paused any further immigration from any of these countries, and he is actively with ICE agents deporting Somalis left, right, and center. Illegals, Somalis. Man, I wish that Skidmark Carney here in Canada would be doing the same thing. But I think it's time that we as citizens here in Canada, we start standing up, folks, but we got to do something. If we want to save our culture, this is ridiculous. This Australian thing, this father and son, right? They just thought it was a great idea to just go public with, they had 6 weapons, all of them licensed, which is kind of odd in a country that has some of the strictest gun laws on the planet. But, yeah, they just opened fire, murdered 11 people. One of the stories that was coming out of it was a lady and her husband. 50 years they've been married, and they fled Ukraine to Australia because they thought it would be a better life, only to the husband was shot trying to save his wife. I mean, I'm really at a loss for words, to be perfectly honest with you. Our Western countries were importing these by the tens of thousands, many of them unvetted. And, it seems that there's nothing that we can do. I mean, clearly there's something that we can do, but nobody wants to say the quiet part out loud. So I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. We need to stand up. We need to show these people that we mean business, and that we are not going to, we're not going to die on our knees, man. I am blown away here at Canada, Montreal, Toronto, all these places. I'm reading about it every single day. Every single day. These parasites are causing problems. They gaslight us. Oh, you're racist. You're an Islamophobe. Granted, the hero of the Australian massacre was also a Muslim, but he was someone that was assimilating into the culture. He was shot. He owned a fruit stand, and when he was shot, he ran out and tackled the guy. If you've seen the video, I mean, the guy's a fucking hero. You can't say anything other than that. The guy is an absolute hero. My only complaint is when he wrestled the gun away from the son. The son's name, Naveed Akram, was the name. Both of them from Pakistan. And my only complaint about the hero was when he wrestled the gun away, he should have just emptied it into the guy. This guy's going to go to court, and with the court systems the way that they are, if they're anything like they are here in Canada, the guy's probably going to do a couple of years and then be out on the streets again to ply his trade. So we are living in crazy times. We are not battling the flesh anymore. We're in a spiritual battle against good and evil. And if you don't see that, man, I feel bad for you. Everywhere you turn, it's happening. The pride agenda, the unvetted mass immigration without infrastructure. Here in Canada alone, we're seeing some crazy shit transpiring, and nobody wants to say anything about it or do anything about it, and we just let it happen. And my question is how much longer are we going to stand for this shit before we say, you know what? Fuck the rules, and I'm going to lace up and I'm going to come out swinging, man. We have to do something, folks. We have to do something. We can't continuously be gaslit into, oh, you know, it's you're the white Christian men and this and that, right? It's not that. It's the fact that they're not even hiding it anymore, what they're doing. Their agenda is to replace us. They're not even shy about admitting it anymore. They're just doing it, and they're basically like, fuck you, what are you going to do about it? Well, my point of view is I want to show them what we're going to do about it. We have to stand up. We have to organize. We have to come together as a people, as a culture, and we have to do something, folks. We cannot withstand any more of this nonsense that's happening in Western Christian countries. You know, they're protesting in the streets, blocking traffic. But if you're a Christian and you're saying a prayer on the side of the road causing no trouble, they'll arrest you. The UN, they're hell-bent on a preemptive strike. They want war. The elites that control all the governments, they want war. And they don't give a shit what we vote for. They don't give a shit what we want. They're going to go to war. Here in Canada, Zelensky, it's been shown that he's laundering money and that he's skimming and scamming. And what's happening with it? Nothing. Our prime minister gives him another $4 billion to buy luxury homes across the world and cars and spread the wealth amongst his cronies. It's crazy. I don't even know what to say anymore. I really don't. It's like I'm living in bizarro world, because it seems that me and a handful of my friends were the only ones that are looking at this going like, hey man, let's do something. Let's do something about this. We have to. It's tragic what happened in Australia today. But anybody that thinks that that's not coming, we're still a couple of weeks away from Christmas. And if I were a betting man, I would say that we're going to see a lot more of this across the world. What do they call it? Antifada, or whatever the fuck these parasites are calling their organized takeover of Western countries. It has hit our shores, folks. It's happening in the United States. It's happening in Canada. We had 14 of these terrorizing their own community, extortion, violence, shooting up, drive-by. When they were arrested, you can hear the puppies upstairs probably defending the old homestead from something. Amazon driver, no doubt. But anyway, 14 of these terrorists, they were arrested. They haven't been charged yet. It's under investigation. So there's an entity here in Canada that protects these pukes that had them declare refugee status. So now we can't even deport these guys. These are armed criminals that have been exercising violence to ply their trade. And instead of us being able to deport them, they just claim refugee status, and now they're going to be sitting on the government tit, getting paid for at least the next 4 years, because that's kind of the backlog in the deportation courts here in Canada. So, to say that we're fucked is an understatement. Like, you just shake your head. And you got to understand at this point that this is intentional. This isn't by accident. This shit isn't happening. Whoopsie, it's not happening by accident, folks. It's happening intentionally. And we're either going to sit back and wait for, the white knight to come riding in and save us, or the smart ones amongst us are already going, there's nobody coming to fucking save us, and we're going to have to do something. And we have to. Men and women alike, we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to call this shit out, and when it rears its ugly head, we have to be there to defend ourselves, to defend our culture, to defend our neighbors. We have to do something. Go out, take some self-defense classes. Exercise, get into shape, because it's coming, folks. I don't know what else to tell you, man. It's coming. Look around, watch the trends that are happening. Like I said, are your detection skills honed in yet? Again, not every Muslim is guilty of being a terrorist, but every terrorist is a Muslim. Now, when this shooting first happened, I'm doing this show a little later because I was waiting for more of the Bondi Beach stuff to unfold. Because initially the reports were that the younger of the two gunmen was an IDF soldier that left Israel and went to Australia. Sounds crazy. Sounds anti-Semitic even, because that's what they'd call it. But that wouldn't even surprise me with what's going on in the world. My show today was going to be more along the lines of, not more along the lines of, but I was going to cover some more of the Charlie Kirk assassination Candace Owens has been uncovering. But that kind of took a back seat when this massacre happened in Australia. But even that, the propaganda from the Israelis is thick. They are now parading Erica Kirk. She doesn't have time to do certain things to chase down who the real killer is of her husband, but she has time to do 6 or 7 national TV shows in one day. Orchestrated, controlled nonetheless, but she's been on tour. We call it the tissue tour. And I don't know about you folks if you're following this or not, but that girl gives me these creepy fucking Kenneth Copeland vibes. There's something off about her and her narrative and her story. I mean, you can go down that rabbit hole. Her father was the president and CEO of Raytheon Israel. Her mother runs a company that does geofencing. So that was another thing that was uncovered, that everybody that attended the Charlie Kirk Memorial within 3 miles of the State Farm Center, I believe is where it was held, was geotagged. So they have technology that was like reading your phone so they know who you are, where you are, everything about you. But that's not weird, right? You go to a funeral and you're geotagged all your information. Could that be because it's coinciding with the digital ID that they're trying to foist upon humanity? Now, I don't think that's the mark of the beast, but it's the beginning of it. And it's happening everywhere. In the UK, they already got it. Here in Canada, if you're a welfare recipient, they already have the gc.gov cards that they are issuing to folks signing up for the digital wallets that they want. And they're pretty fucking sneaky too, because now with the internet and the social media, if you've heard, there was I believe it was in Australia as well that they have banned anybody 16 and under from social media. Or I think 16 and under was limited access, and then 12 and under was banned completely. And now what they are writing into the agreements that, when you update and it's like, oh, I agree or allow or don't allow, they're writing all sorts of shit in there that you should start reading through, because they are going to make, they're saying, they're calling it age verification. So they want to make sure that the people that are using the internet, rather than, like, let's say, taking porn off the internet, they're going to have age verification. But that age verification, folks, is the back door to the digital ID, right? If you want to use the internet, you have to verify your age, and to verify your age, you have to sign up for the basic digital ID once you snap your picture. Now, granted, our pictures and information is already all over the the internet and in databases everywhere, but they are literally spending billions upon billions of dollars to get these servers up to handle all this new data that they're going to be collecting from us. And in no short time, it'll be your credit score, your everything. There'll be no more cash. Everything over $10,000 cash is in some places already illegal now. So they literally want control. They want the 30-minute cities. They call that's nice, a 30-minute city. How convenient. Well, yeah, it's convenient because if they called it a fucking concentration camp, nobody would want to live there, right? So yeah, man, that's what's going on in the world. Now, I'm not trying to tell you what to think, folks. Just consider me more like an optometrist. I'm just trying to get you to fucking see things, because it's coming for us. If you are up here in Canada, do elections even matter anymore at this point? So a couple of weeks ago, we had conservative MP, for my American friends, a senator, for lack of a better word. So we had a conservative MP. He just decided, well, what, I'm going to cross the floor. I'm going to become a liberal MP now. So everybody that voted for him in his riding voted for him because he was espousing the conservative talking points. He wanted, less government control and perhaps more access to the coast with our resources, lower taxes. No, he just crossed the floor and now he's a liberal. So everybody that voted and got him into power, they can just take a long, hard suck, because now he's a liberal. And there's nothing that can be done about it. So no sooner than that has happened, then we have this fish head Michael Ma from down east, Chinese import. 3 days ago, he met with some ambassadors from the Chinese Communist Party, and 3 days later, well, lo and behold, he crosses the floor to the Liberal Party. Now, if you say, oh, well, China is pulling the strings up here in Canada, well, you're anti-Asian and you're a chinky Chinaphobe. I don't know what the fuck they call that at this point. But, yeah, so within 24 hours, there was already close to 40,000 signatures for his resignation, basically for his head. And, of course, the government, the RCMP, as stalwart as they are and as honest as they are, they said that they will start an immediate investigation. Now, again, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to tell you that they're probably going to find nothing, because that's usually how it works. At least that was par for the course when Trudeau had all these scandals and the RCMP were looking into it, if you will. So, yeah, we're sliding more and more into totalitarianism. We're slowly going down that hill, and it's getting faster and faster and faster. The pipeline, the pipeline that Carney signed, I covered this in the last podcast, right? The Liberal Party, the Quebecois, they voted no. They voted no, so it was a fucking lie right from the beginning. The Liberal Party also made a deal with the Quebecois. They're now full-on banning certain biblical verses to be read as hate speech. Okay, so it's an attack on religion, and there's nothing that we can do. When you say something about it, well, you're just a right-wing lunatic, and basically you can just bite a fart. That's what they tell you. Anyway, you liking my new you liking my new sound effects? Anyway, so Carney is still against the pipeline here in Alberta. We would be one of the richest countries on the planet as far as our resources. We're number 3 in oil, number 2 in minerals, and the list goes on and on and on. But no, he doesn't want pipelines because pipeline's bad. Pipeline's bad, says Mr. Burns. Meanwhile, he has pledged billions of dollars for Ukraine to rebuild their pipeline. And Brookfield Investments, they own one of the largest pipelines across the United States. So I don't think that he thinks pipelines are bad. I'm starting to think that he thinks that competition is bad. He doesn't want competition, especially from Alberta. And the separatist movement, I got naysayers, even friends of mine, they're like, they'll never let you leave. I hold a glimmer of hope that we have a chance to voice our opinion and get the fuck out of this abusive relationship. I kind of see where they're coming from, where it's going to be an uphill battle because, there's people here in Alberta still, even though we're getting dry fucked, there's people here in Alberta still that are like, oh, I'd never vote for I'd never vote for the Conservative Party. I've always been a Liberal voter. They can get dry fucked over and over and over again, and they just don't get it. I'm not going to stay silent anymore. I'm not going to bend over and take it because whether it's some woke douchebag or whether it's some pro-Muslim, I don't care what it is anymore. We have to voice our opinion. We have to stand up, and we have to come out of the corner swinging, folks. That's all I can tell you, man. The shit that's going on in the world, the Charlie Kirk assassination, the stuff, my feed is just like, it's all Jewish propaganda for the past. Well, since I've been talking about the Charlie Kirk thing on the last episode, my entire fucking feed is like, it's like, oh, sweet, more Jew propaganda. They are circling the bowl. The world has woken up to the vermin that they are. And by vermin, I mean like the state of Israel, the government, Satan Yahoo and the synagogue of Satan that they got going on. What other race of people can target practice on innocent women and children? I think they've killed over 270 journalists. They call it, collateral damage, but it's not collateral damage because these journalists, their equipment mysteriously has gone missing. So their SD cards and their cameras and all that stuff just miraculously just disappeared too, right? But nothing to see here, folks. We're America's greatest ally. We're the West's greatest ally in this region. You know, you're allowed to question. It's the only thing that keeps us free is questioning this shit. And you're allowed to make judgment calls against or in favor of both sides. Just because you criticize Palestine doesn't mean you're pro-Israel. Just because you criticize Israel doesn't mean you're pro-Hamas. Both of these entities are fucking terrible fucking human beings, man. They get us into wars left, right, and center. They have an unending thirst for blood and war. Many journalists have been calling what Israel has been doing in Gaza as a genocide. And rather than saving face and going, maybe we did kind of overreach here. Nah. Their answer to everything is, you know what? We better buy TikTok and we better control the internet, right? If we can control the information, that's the new battle. That's the new battleground, because that's the only place that they're truly losing is in the on the battleground of information, because the information of the horrific things that are being done by both sides is too fast and too furious for them to, like back in the good old days when they owned all the newspapers and all the print media and all the television stations and stuff. They could just like miraculously put a fancy spin on it. Oh, that was just collateral damage that we fucking destroyed, 3 hospitals in one day with innocent people. Or, whoops, that was a miscommunication that we shot women and children when they were lining up for food and water. Anyway, folks, yeah, that's the shit that's happening, man. And it's getting worse and worse. We are a couple of weeks away from Christmas. And as I said, if I was a betting man, I think that we are going to see more and more and more of this ramping up of tensions between the Christians, the Jews, and the Islamists. I think that we are headed for a dark place. We're in a dark place already, but I think that it's going to get a lot darker if if you're watching out there. I'm telling you, man, take some self-defense lessons. Teach your children. Fuck this Christian turn the other cheek nonsense. Don't turn the other cheek. Gouge an eye out. That's what's going to help you. Anyway, folks, I'm not going to make this too long today. I just hope that, like I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to think here. I'm just the optometrist, man. I'm just trying to get you to see things clearer, because complacency, man, that ship has sailed. Tolerance, that ship sailed with it, man. They went out to sea in tandem, and we can no longer sit back and just let these people take over, man. They've been telling us that since they got here, and we better fucking, turn the good ear to it and start listening. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for you today. I'm kind of at a loss for words, if you can believe it, because I'm just shaking my head, man. The shit that's going on, I'm just shaking my head. So I got one more episode before Christmas, and that'll be on next Sunday, and I hope you tune in. I hope you stay safe. Take care of one another. Prepare yourself for what's coming, because it's coming, and stay safe out there, man. Beware of your surroundings, Well, there was a great saying that I heard today. I don't even remember. Fuck it. Anyway, folks, take care of yourselves. beware of your surroundings. Don't take anything for granted. If it feels off, don't go, oh, if I do this, I might look like a racist. I'd rather you look like a racist and come home alive than look like a progressive and then get shanked. Anyway, folks, I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a thing down below, the subscribe button. So we'll tune in next Sunday. We'll see what else is coming down the pike for us. But stay safe out there, and see ya.